As dusk approaches, we briskly stroll southward along the White River, taking in the equally brisk, watery breeze. Soon, we happen upon an old cabin, but it is anything but abandoned. A hearty battle cry runs the beast off, allowing us to search its cozy new lair. However, our yearning for treasure goes unsated, as all we find are the previous occupants' remains. Unhappy with our snooping, the bear returns as we leave and charges at us, forcing us to leap into the icy cold river to escape. Thankfully, he does not follow us in, but he does run alongside us as we swim upstream, making landfall on the opposite shore. While the bear roars his final warnings before departure, we notice something in the distance. Once the coast is clear, we swim back across and investigate. However, it soon becomes clear that a bear will be the least of our worries tonight. The stench of spider nests cuts through the misty air, but there's something else, something rotting. If these silk-spitting creatures can secure a mammoth, then what other secrets must hide within their lair? After all, spiders are known to hoard treasure. Curiosity drives us forward and into the musty cave. A lone spider is easily slain. But its brethren await. We'll need something more than just our sword for this adventure. Not bad. A grisly fate awaits us should we fall. We must remain vigilant as we pass through endless spider webs that stick onto our soaked clothing. Ahead, more eight-legged scum attempts to ensnare us, but we dodge their projectile webs and burn them alive. Large bones decorate the cave, plastered onto its walls like trophies. This isn't the handiwork of just any pissy little spiders. Something monstrous must reside further in. And it's at this point we realize it's dragons that hoard treasure. Ah well, we're already in this deep, may as well see it through. Heading down the cramped corridor, we battle more lone spiders. And past a poor traveler, we cut through some thick web, hiding some gold. At least we won't leave empty-handed. We then begin venturing upwards, through more sticky webs, as things become eerily quiet. From the ceiling drops the big one, and we retreat back into the narrow tunnel, now thankful for its claustrophobic nature, as the spider's giant frame cannot enter. With the threat cleared, we take in our disgusting surroundings. Mammoth bones. The mere thought sends shivers down our spine. At least the woolly giants need no longer fear this cave. Apparently spiders do hoard treasure after all, so we take our fill. And after one last look at this silk-drenched lair, we continue on through the webbed corridor, and are happy to find ourselves back at the entrance. However, as we drop down, we notice something in the distance. A button on the wall. Pressing it reveals a dark secret, a house. It soon becomes clear that spiders will also be the least of our worries tonight. Leaping over the trap, we cautiously begin exploring. Somebody is living here, while others are perhaps brought here, for close by are the remains of a ritual with a dead dark elf lying within, necromancy, or something else. A pathway leads up the structure, and we slowly ascend, careful as to not make noise, should we not be alone. As we explore behind the house, our gaze is drawn to the back window, and we peek inside. A vampire lies sleeping, disturbingly talking to herself in her sleep.
She said I'd forget, and usually I do, but sometimes still remember their faces. They're bleeding.
With her piercing eyes still open. Another vampire hums as she dreams. We count 3 sisters in total, all sleeping soundly in their beds. But there is something very evil about this place. Something is on the table, and a box of human remains sits by the window. It appears we've stumbled upon some vampire coven of sorts, and it's obvious why this place was never meant to be found. We walk around the side to get a better sense of the situation, careful as to not awake the sleeping undead. By the gods, a grotesque scene assaults our senses. The sight of bones, not quite picked clean, litter the place and burn into our eyes. The pungent smell of decaying human flesh makes our own body feel sick and rotten to the touch, as if we can taste death in the back of our throat. And for our ears, they have the misfortune to hear the deepest thoughts of the darkest minds.
Just fed, but still hungry. Blood. All I can think about these days. Last kill was so good. Just the right amount of struggle.
Worst of all though, on the table is displayed the still fresh body of a young Breton girl, and judging by the saw at her feet and the piles of bones, the sisters have nothing but horror planned for her corpse.
Too much hiding. The mortals are weak. He's a coward to fear them. We should feed when we like. Can't stand this hunger gnawing at me.
We've seen enough. With the element of surprise, we can take the trio and put an end to their depravity. Lovely. The Sakin awakens, but quickly hops out the window while alerting her sister.
Over here!
We take her next. Only one left.
You're mine.
What the? The vampire resurrects the poor girl from the table, a thrall now forced to fight for her killer. The fight spills outside as the Breton retrieves a sword from a slain sister.
Soon your blood will mine.
The vampire saps at our health as we await our opportunity to attack. Nasty bitch. With the vampiric threat now eliminated, we loot the sisters' house of what little valuables there are in this wretched, God's forsaken place. On the way out, we catch a glimpse of a less successful adventurer, a fate we could have met as well, should fortune have not favored us. We leave the way we came. And while the stench of rotting mammoth meat still clings to the entrance, we're relieved to see the open sky once again. Across the river, we spot a welcoming sight, a mill, perhaps a place to rest. We swim across, this time welcoming the crisp, clean water, soaking and washing away the blood and spider webs. At the sawmill, we're greeted by a woman working late into the evening. We ask, "A long workday today?"
I used to have 5 good men who worked the mill with me. Then this war started and they all ran off. Idiots with meat in their blood.
So, are you saying that worker's house over there is empty? Would you mind if I— Damn!
There's plenty of good wood around here, but I just can't harvest it all by myself. Everyone able-bodied is fighting.
We could have used the Imperial strength earlier. She keeps busy, seemingly enjoying the company.
Of course, without functioning mills, who will make the arrows for our soldiers? Men have no sense of irony.
After she calls it a day and retreats to her cabin, we tactfully sneak over to the unoccupied worker's house, eager to head inside for shelter. Well, it seems the room has not been spared from spiders either, as sticky webs hang from every surface. Guess the mill worker is too busy to clean. We've had our fill of spiders for the night. So on second thought, we choose to take our chances on the open road. Perhaps it'll lead us to clean lodgings, or perhaps into more danger. But as we look across the river at that vile cave, we're just thankful the road leads away from here.